Morning, guys. Hope everyone's having a great Tuesday morning. Coming off really nice Monday night where we hit two bets, one in NFL, one in the NBA, hoping to keep momentum going here. So we're going to talk about some NBA props, NHL props. We'll do a quick little look ahead for Thursday Night Football. Let's get into it. As always, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you have not. I'm trying to build this Winning in the Shadows channel up uh organically as good as we could. As always, any comments are appreciated, and you guys know I always have a code word if you just want to help the algorithm out. You just want to help us boost rankings in YouTube. Type the word grand in the comment section, GRAND, but don't be a stranger. Join the free Discord. I'll put that in the description as well. Let's get into it, guys. All right, we'll start in the NBA, and we'll start with some guys that are let me blow this up a little bit so you're not squinting. All right, let's talk a little bit about some guys that are doing really well in points. Jordan Clarkson's a fascinating cat. He's always a fascinating cat. He's got a great matchup tonight. I will say that. This guy's gone over in 6 straight games. Man, just great matchup. This is going to be a fast-paced game. This is group play. Always remember that, guys. Check and see if this is a group play night or not. Tonight is. So here's my thoughts on the group play. I've seen several games that score a lot of points because the teams care and the point differential actually matters. Then there's some games where the teams just mail it in. So I gotta believe this Utah and LA game was probably going to be high paced. That's just how they play. So if you get a high paced game, you're taking a look at Jordan Clarkson here over those points. Who else has been hitting quite a bit recently? Let's take a look at the so don't pay attention to Trey Jones and Devin Vassell. They haven't been playing a whole lot. This Jokic is probably. I think they said he's questionable for tonight. I've got the lineups here, so let's take a look at the lineup. So as of now, Jokic is. Let's see. He's questionable. So who knows? You're going to have to wait on that because that does affect. Well, obviously, if Jokic doesn't play it, it affects a lot. So, oh, you're welcome on the Texans over first half, 12.5 points. Yep, that was a nice easy cash. All right, let's go back to who's scoring a lot of points here. Tatum. My problem with this is just, man, this is a huge point total, and you're going up against Cleveland. Traditionally, just doesn't do that well against Cleveland. He doesn't go over this total, so this is a stay away, despite the fact he's, on a really nice run. Let's see. Let's take a look at who's absolutely sucking in the. So Zach Collins, his chart looks really interesting because Wemby was out, so his minutes just shot through the roof in this last game. So make sure you know if Wemby's doubtful, he's not playing tonight. So if Zach Collins starts again, it's not a great listen. On paper, it's not a great defense, but with no Hartenstein and no Holmgren, he could have a decent little game. 12.5 points. I don't know if he gets there, but I thought that was an interesting look. Who else is kind of sucking? Oh, I wanted to talk Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Take a look at Shea's PRA for the season. He's not getting there, and this totally makes sense. It totally makes sense because this OKC team is so deep that they just don't need one guy to absorb all the stats. I mean, look at Shea. I mean, like 46, 57, 55, there was overs. Now, I will say these have come when Holmgren went out. So take that for what it's worth. Maybe he gets a little bit more. But I'm just staring at these numbers going, man, he's just not getting there. And against San Antonio with Wemby out, is he really going to have to do all that much? I don't know. So I would be nervous about taking Shea. In fact, it might be a sneaky little under. In fact, the juice is towards the under, -120. You normally don't see that with a superstar like that. Kicking myself for not playing Joel Embiid under his points, rebounds, and assists yesterday. All I did was talk about it. Did I play it? No, of course not. Why? Because I hate money, apparently. Let's see. Other guys that are not doing good. John Collins has kind of been an interesting. Well, I guess they're thinking he possibly goes over against LA, he's slated to play center, and Davis is playing. So I don't know. That seems like a tall ask for John Collins against the Lakers tonight to do that. He's only done this 3 times this season. So that was an interesting look ahead. All right, let's go to a different category. This is my favorite category, the 3-pointers, and I'm always looking at guys to make over 1.5 3-pointers. Grant Williams is your guy tonight. 77% hit rate. I did a video on this on social media. It's on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok. You can follow me at Andy Lang Bets on all those platforms. So this guy that's just making them, he's flat out shooting over 47% for the year. He had one bad game here against Indiana where he went 0 for 5, so it kind of skews his stats here, but can't argue. The guy's hitting 2 every single game. And if you guys followed me last year, you know this is very reminiscent of the Austin Reeves issue where Austin Reeves was landing on 2 made threes all the time, and the books were just like, what do we do? Because if we have it on 1.5, he goes over. If you bump it up to 2.5, he goes under. I love trends like this. So my problem is that Brooklyn is pretty good at guarding 3 points, and they do not have a good pace. They're very slow. They run the shot clock down to the very end. So that would be my only worry. That being said, Grant Williams is getting over on all these games. So he's kind of one of those where you play it consistently, hope it stays at 1.5. I might lay off it tonight and hope he goes under, and then I can come back. He's playing a ton of minutes. I mean, he's playing, you look at his minutes, guy's averaging 28.8 minutes. That's good enough. And then his 3-point field goal percentage, you can see it's 43.8 for the season. So that was one that I was looking at. Who else? Al Horford. He just keeps on going, man. Energizer bunny, Al Horford. If he's in, he's been hitting it. That's 5 games in a row. Cleveland is only going over 1 time in the last 3 games, so take with that what you want. But I mean, he's getting over there 5 games in a row. That's hard to ignore. So, and then I think there was Anthony Davis. Yeah, he's shooting threes. Not only is he going over a 3-pointer, he's going over 1.5 3-pointers, which is really, really interesting because, like, how do you go from 4 games in a row not making any threes to 4 games in a row making 2? I can't really describe it. Therefore, I just man, I don't know. Do you ride the streak or do you? This one has me thoroughly confused. So, let's see on Jaren Jackson. So, has Jokic been ruled out officially? Because here, let me pull it up here. I'll pull up Denver, Memphis, and we're looking at points, rebounds, and assists for Jaren Jackson. Okay, so some of these props for Denver coming off the board probably means Jokic is out. How's he done versus Denver? That's most of those games are probably with Jokic. Without Zach Edey, yeah, you're probably on the right track. Can he stay out of foul trouble? That's always a big worry. With him, he's playing 28.8 average minutes, but you look, his last few games, he's done pretty well. If he gets into foul trouble, then he sits. Rebound chances, his rebound chances are okay. I'd like a few more. Field goal percentage isn't great. Attempts are okay, but for a guy that plays that close to the rim, you'd like to get a little bit more than that. I think you're probably on the right page, but I don't know. I would be worried about taking that one. Mr. Bubbles wants to see Donovan Mitchell. Oops, that's not the right. That's for tomorrow's game. I was wondering what was going on there. All right. Donovan Mitchell, 36.5. Flew over it. Yeah, he seems to be good against Boston. I tend to not play these big numbers. I've been concentrating on just doing the 1.5 3 pointers. And if I could deviate just a little bit, I've been really concentrating on in NBA, just trying to stick to a couple of the same, couple just the same categories. I've been doing team totals and the 3 pointers. And so I'm trying to stay away from, for me personally, trying to get into a lot of different categories. Like I can't argue with Donovan Mitchell going over the points, rebounds, and assists. I mean, against Boston, he loves playing Boston, and he's gone over this quite a few. He's skied over it last 3 games. I just don't like playing these guys at these big numbers. Like any off shooting night, and you're sunk. Um, can't argue with the trends. I think it looks pretty good. But points, rebounds, and assists is just kind of not really in my wheelhouse. So, all right, let's move on to some NHL props here, real quick. I've been very lean on NHL props, but I think we've got some decent ones. This Claude Giroux over 1.5 shots on goal. I mean, it just keeps hitting, and I think you get a really, really nice rebound spot here. This is great. I mean, he goes on this huge long run, then only has one 3 pointer or one 3 pointer. Uh, SK, you got me talking about 3 pointers. I looked at your comment right before I talked about NHL. He has one shot on goal. He gets Edmonton, who's third in shots on goal. It's only 2 shots. I mean, surely he can do that. So I will go back to Claude Giroux. Zellweger for Anaheim. I did not play him last night. Immediately regretted that, and then he gets a really nice matchup tonight. You're paying a pretty decent juice here. Yeah, this number is not right. He's not 117 for over. You're paying minus 176 at best, but he's still going over quite a bit against a team that gives up a lot of shots on goal. Big mistake on my part. Not getting over there. Here's another one that's pretty juicy, but Ryan Nugent Hopkins has been going over quite a bit. No, I was going to talk about points with him. Here, let's finish up shots on goal. Who's kind of sucking here? Bertuzzi. There's no shots on goal the last 3 games, which is kind of mind blowing. Um, so, I mean, this guy's only gone over 3 games this season. Unfortunately, this is the best matchup possible. This is an Anaheim team that gives up 35 shots on goal. So do you want to be playing unders on guys that have shots on goal? Probably not. Probably not. Okay. Who else is not doing good? Nothing here that jumps out. Let's talk about points. Sharangovich for Calgary. I have regretted not playing him the last couple of things, but man, this guy just cannot get a goal to go. He's getting the shots. He's getting the opportunity. It's just not happening for him, which is why I don't want to play him, because I'm like, this guy is surely going to get a point at some point. And the books are even telling you this. Like, you're not even getting a good price on the under, even though he's only hit in 2 games. So I feel like this is destined for me to play him one time, and it's when he'll have like a hat trick or something. Gets a okay matchup against the Islanders, but that's a guy that's just been on my radar, and I haven't been able to pull the trigger, and I've regretted it. So, who else is not having a good year? Zagras on Anaheim doesn't do it in back-to-back games, so I think this is somebody that might not be a bad look tonight. Anaheim's coming off a back-to-back, or this is the second leg of back-to-back. So, yeah, Zagras, minus 140, if you just consistently play this and he keeps this pace up, yeah, you're probably looking at a pretty nice payday over the long run. Let's take a look at guys who are doing really good. I mean, the Florida guys, Barkov just like he comes back and immediately is getting points. Reinhardt has hit it 10 games in a row. This is an 89% rate. When people say, oh, minus 170 is a crazy price to lay, just point to this. Just be like, would you like to hit this like, what is this, twice out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, 16 out of 18 games. Yeah, you can lay minus 170. It's no big deal. You just got to play it every single week, or every single game. Who was looking at Forsling here? Bubbles, you're the Forsling on the Panthers. Over 1.5. Let me just go to the game. All right, Forsling, what's going on here? Yeah, good call. He's gone over the last few games. Wow, gone over every single game against Winnipeg that he's played. This is a team that's just the opposite of Colorado, Winnipeg. They give up a lot of shots on goal, don't give up a lot of goals. Colorado's the opposite. They don't give up a lot of shots on goal, but the puck always goes by him. So good look, Miss Bubbles. I think you're on the right track with that one. It's not a big of a hit rate this year, but he's certainly on a really nice 6-game win streak for the overs. So that could be a good one. All right, let's do NFL look ahead, and then we will be going. Just want to recap everything, and I know I didn't do the Monday night recap. I completely forgot about it, so I will do that at some point today. It'll just be the Tuesday recap. Plays, we are 518 wins, 342 losses for plus 128 units, 6.5% ROI since January 1st of 2023. We have 1,701 wins, 1,220 losses for plus 220 units. And if you're watching this on Tuesday, 4% UFC best bet is up. It's only $5 on Tuesday. 3-1 the last 2 weeks in UFC and 61% last 4 months. That was a really, really nice win we had on Saturday. So felt really good about it. And there were a lot of plays that we liked this weekend, or this upcoming weekend. There's one that I just loved. So that's going to be our 4% best bet. I can't make it 5% because you only can do one 5% every two. You can do one 5% play on a Tuesday every month. And we already used ours in the first week of the season on a college football play. But it's only $5. Go grab that. wt.buzz/AL wagertalk.com. Let's take a look at the Thursday game. It's amazing. We lost on Russell Wilson. What was his passing yards? 229. Now they drop it all the way down to 173. That is crazy. He's gone over this. Wow. I guess they just what? This is a divisional game? Mucky. Just going to be low scoring like it was last week. But boy, that seems low. But Russell Wilson burned me. So I won't be going back to that. Does anyone notice Russell Wilson's not running? As in, has not gone over this in any game. So I'm kind of thinking I may play Russell Wilson under 12.5 rush yards. And I know it's nerve-wracking because you're like, what if he scrambles for one long one? It's not. He's handing the ball off. He's throwing it. He's just not running a whole lot. So the Russell Wilson rush yards is fairly interesting here. I thought Najee Harris's receiving was kind of interesting. I don't really see him as catching a lot of passes, but apparently he has been getting over. Did Jerome Ford get over last week? Yeah, I thought he was going to do that against New Orleans. I wouldn't go back to him. The one that is hitting all the time is the Pat Freiermuth. It's minus 200, but how would you like a 100% hit rate? Yeah, how would you like to play the hit every single week of the season, man? So I mean, he's only getting 2, but when it hits, it hits. Let's see how Cleveland is against tight ends. Okay, they're not great against tight ends, so you could probably go back to Freiermuth. That was one that I thought was kind of an international one. Again, minus 200, but so. All right, I think that is going to do it for us again, guys. Go grab that $5 play, and if you're interested in any long-term packages, just reach out to me. Leave it in the comments section. I believe we're number 2 since January 1st, 2023, and we are number 3 on Wager Talk for 2024. So still holding strong. Kind of a bummer 2 weeks ago. when we had that big losing week. But man, Monday night, it's really great to start off the week with a 2-0. You got units to play with. We're in play tonight in the NHL, so go ahead and grab that. So, all right, guys, that's going to do it for it. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do that. Helps us out. We've got tons of breakdown videos. I'll be doing this prop videos, hopefully a lot more often every day. So that's going to do it for us. Leave a comment in the comment section. Good luck in your plays, and we'll see you later.